What did you get arrested for?
DUI and then
Oh yeah,
public. I had a warrant for not paying a drinking ticket.
What was it? You fucking some cops stopped you, and then you're like, "Sorry, officers."
They caught me drinking on the street. I was drinking a 40, and they're like, "We could throw you in jail right now." It's like, "I'll throw it out, I promise." So they watched me throw it in the trash, and then I watched them get in the car and drive away, and then I went back into the trash and grabbed it and drank it. And again, I was on the train. There were these heroin addicts, and I was like, "Psst, psst. Can I get some heroin?" And they were like, "No."
You're such a lunatic.
I took
You're
my
trying to buy heroin on the
cat bottle and I threw it at him, and a cop saw me, and he, threw me against the wall and was like, "Hey, look, I'm just gonna run your ID. If you don't have anything, I'll let you go. Whatever." I was like, "Okay." And then they started putting me in handcuffs. I was like, "What are you doing?" Like, "You got a warrant." I was like, "What?"
Oh man.
Fucking hell.
For what?
I had an unpaid public drinking ticket that I thought I paid off. And
you went to jail for how long?
It was just like a overnight thing, and I felt pretty cool. They let me smoke a cigarette handcuffed walking from the one place to the other, and then I got in the van, and this fucking dude is in there. He's like, "Man, they fuck people like us." I was like, "Yeah, you're right."
This so murderer.
Scared. Yeah. And then also in the cop car, I was handcuffed, and in the back seat there were two cops next to me, two in the front, and fucking they were like, "What do you do?" I had a Delaware ID, and like, "What are you doing in New York City?" And I was like, "I'm trying to be a comedian."
Oh,
and like, "Are you on YouTube?" And I was like, "Yes."
Oh,
Dude, they watched one of my videos, and like two of them liked it, one of them did not. And I had a job interview the next day, and he's like, "Yeah, I really hope you get that job tomorrow." I was like, "This is so demoralizing."
They were playing good cop, bad cop. Dude. Bad cop is the guy that doesn't like your stand-up.
Yeah. That's how they got me to roll over.
Oh, that's so good.
Well, those are good stories.
Thank you.
Those are all good stories. Now, what I'm worried about is I don't want this to turn into
Ian's story time.
Yeah, Ian's story time. Yeah. I'm already shut up, Adam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although
we'll
I
go
do
to you.
I do want to hear the story where you paid you paid a hooker to eat her ass and beat off. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, here's what we need to really get into, because this is what the
it.
premium subscribers want.
Okay.
How do you feel about neoliberalism? And SJWs, okay? Who's this Steve Bannon guy?
Oh, let's get into it.
Come on, man. You're going to fuck up the...
You're going to smell that.
This is still tangled.
I know. It's fine,
Don't
dude.
fuck up the recording equipment.
That's my signature move, bro.
Is it fucking up the show?
No, farting into the mic hilariously.
That's what he's known for.
I literally,
Wait, is this a premium episode?
Yeah,
premium.
It's a premium
Oh,
episode.
okay. Yeah. All right.
So actually, don't worry. Not that many. Only like, I don't know.
It'll be about 1,500 people
It's
listen
like
to
6,000 people
cool.
will listen
All
to
right.
it.
Sweet.
So hopefully that gets back to those police officers.
Yeah, do you have any names of
Yeah,
people?
I saw them beat the shit
was
out of this guy.
Tony
Tony
DeGugli Alonso, Stephen De Lasagna Lazunio.
They kept lying to me. I kept being like, "I have a job interview tomorrow," and they're like, "We'll get you out of here real soon. Don't worry." And I was like, "I believe you." Did not happen.
Did you get the job?
I got the job. I left the jail, went home, did coke to stay awake because I didn't sleep at night. And they were like, "So, how was your morning?" And I was like, "It was good." And I'm just like,
What
picturing
job
me
was
like
this?
Oh, dude, this job, Jesus! I was administrative assistant.
You're like the guy in that movie Flight, but instead of a trial, it's just like Tuesday. Just the biggest day of his life.
Yep.
Fucking another day you managed to stay alive.
Yep. Yeah, man. That fucking job. I got the job from my the guy who got me in touch with my coke dealer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
A lot of range.
Now I don't even know if he's alive.
Probably
Is he like
not.
a life coach?
No, he's oh god.
Well, he seems to be doing a lot for you. He's getting you coke and job interviews. He's like Carl.
I believe in you.
He's like Carl in that Simpsons episode where Homer gets an assistant.
Oh yeah,
When
that's
he
a
gets
good
the
one.
hair treatment. Yeah.
Yes, hell
Yeah.
yes.
Harvey Firestein. Simpson and Delilah. That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, I didn't do any blowing. I'm mad, dude. The last couple times you guys didn't coke has been without me, dude.
Yeah, well, it would kill you.
No, dude. I would do speedballs.
We live in
Marley.
We live in Brooklyn, so that's what you have to do around these parts.
Dude, I would.
The last time I did it was at a bachelor party.
No, I'm telling you, man. I've become so New York. I just do yay all the time. I'm wearing actually 6 Yankees fitteds right now.
Yeah.
All stacked on top of each other.
I'm wearing Timberlands on my feet and my hands.
Yeah.
I can't pick anything up because my Timbos.
Yeah, I love the undercover New York cops, like the subway cops,
Yep.
the plainclothes guys who it's Yankee fitted, gray hoodie, no logo gray
Right.
hoodie, jeans, like loose
Baggy.
husky fit
Yeah.
jeans and
Right.
Timbs.
Right.
And it's like, they're trying to blend in, but you're at the Bedford stop. The next guy on the train has got like a mustache that connects to his unicycle.
Right.
He's wearing like suspenders attached to a diaper, and you stick out like a sore thumb, looking like a contractor,
Right.
with like no plaster on him for some reason.
Yeah. Or just like a guy in a Nas video from fucking 92.
Exactly.
Like no one dresses
and
like that anymore.
under their shirt they're wearing the dog tag style
Yeah.
NYPD badge.
Those are police
Like training
issued guest
day.
jeans.
Yeah.
That is legitimately how they dressed in that show, New York Undercover, which is
Oh,
a good ass show.
That was such a good show, dude.
It's really good.
It's
Yeah.
really good. Was it David Simon?
No, this had nothing.
No,
this
he
wasn't
did
that
Baltimore homicide.
Yeah.
Homicide: Life on the Street.
Life on the Streets, yeah.
Yeah, which was an okay show. There was a couple of really good episodes of that show.
But the really good ones, it was just like what The Wire would become.
Yeah, the Erebor episode and the episode where Robin Williams guest stars and his wife is murdered.
Oh, I don't remember.
Those
that
are
one.
both like real. Yeah, there's an episode where Robin Williams, they play like a tourist family. It was
Whoa.
actually based on something that happened in New York, I think.
Right during the fucking the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. There was a family that was murdered by, upstanding young men that if Obama had a son,
Jesus Christ.
that's what they would look like.
I was friends with a guy in night school when I was like 15, 16 that was like he was like a Crip or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, and he was
mean-
actually a nice guy. I liked hanging out with him, especially because he had a car and he would give me a ride home,
Yeah.
which was nice.
And he'd make you suck his dick.
Yeah, I would have to suck his dick, to be in the gang.
You gotta suck. You gotta suck dick.
He was just a
into the
guy in a
gang.
blue shirt.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a crib. He just
and so he was the white guy, and then the rest of them were like black guys.
Oh,
or whatever.
the craziest
And they-
one according to Chappelle.
Yeah. And they would just walk around the mall. I don't know. That was mostly what they did as a gang. One
And
time
boost.
they sort of implicated me in this robbery. I had to participate in robbing this fucking kid. I was
Oh,
just
you told me
waiting
this
on
story.
yeah,
Yeah.
What
a
happened?
ride home. I don't know. They're gonna rob this kid. This plan was retarded. It was basically
it was a bad plan.
yeah. He was not the guy I was friends with, but his friend. He's like, all right, here's what we gonna do. We gonna roll up, and then I gotta talk to him on the phone, but he can't see me, so it's got to be you going to sell him the ecstasy. And I'm like, what the fuck are you? What?
Yeah.
You're telling this guy that I'm gonna meet him there, and then you're gonna come rob him? I don't understand why you just don't rob him.
Right.
He's like, no, I need you. It has to be you. So I have to go meet this guy in this field, and then they're gonna pull a car around.
Jesus.
And, back and so I meet this guy in this field. I'm like, oh hey, I make a small talk with him. He's got a beer. I'm like, oh, what kind of beer is that? Just trying to be friendly. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Jesus.
And they back the car. They start backing the car, and
Beep,
he yeah, right.
beep,
It's not, but it's
Yeah, yeah,
fucking.
but I know what you mean. It's
the guy
obvious.
turns around. They're 30, 45 feet away at the end of this small
Jesus
fielded
Christ.
area. Yeah, and the guy's looking at the car, he's he sees them, and so I'm like.
What is he? Is he asking you questions?
No, I played it where I was like, "Who the fuck is this?"
Oh, interesting.
And he's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "Do you know these people or whatever?" I just
Smart.
turned it on.
Oh,
him.
yeah,
Pretty good
Yeah,
at
yeah,
crimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I also asked him what kind of beer it was, so I could take the beer away from him, so he couldn't fucking hit me with it or something. So I was I did a couple of smart things.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
A couple
that's
smart
good.
criminal things.
Yeah, and then so
Was he wearing a wire?
Yeah, he was wearing a wire, and I had
He had
to
a
suck-
fucking
yeah,
wire?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's wearing a fucking wire.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then so they walk up. They walk up and walk past us. They just walk past us standing there. And they have masks on their face. But the kid sees the guy that called him, and he's like, "Yo, Dale."
Jesus
And then
Christ.
they kind of stop for a second, and then the guy I was friends with was just like, all right, fuck this. And he like pulls out like one of those mini baseball bats, just starts like wailing on the kid's fucking head.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and then I just turned to that kid's girlfriend. I'm like, give me the money, I guess. And yeah, we like took their money.
You took the money?
Well, I mean, we came all that way. They were gonna fucking. I was like, I didn't, you know. This wasn't mine.
How much money did you make
$40 is what they got off that kid.
for that guy having literally bleeding in his brain?
They dinged him a couple times, but he ran off. He was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Why the fuck were you implicated? You just hanging out?
I just wanted to ride. I would get rides home from the guy.
Right.
You know, because I didn't want to take the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hang out with him after that?
Yeah, I mean, you still had a car.
Damn, it would have been so easy for you to become a criminal. You were so close.
Well, that's a crime.
Right.
That's like
but I mean,
not-
like, you know.
Yeah.
You were close.
Well, and it was funny because that kid was friends with this other guy I know who's not like a thug or whatever, but he is like physically fit and kind of intimidating.
Yeah.
And that kid like told that other guy that I know, he's like, yeah, these guys robbed me, and like, you know, like said my name or whatever. And he's like, yeah, he wouldn't fucking do that. That's not him. And then so like he found out that it was those like the Crip guys or whatever.
Right.
So he confronted like the head guy, you know, the guy that's like set me up to it. He's like, yo, so this is what I heard happened by this guy. So I'm just letting you know, like, I'm not gonna come looking for you, but if I see you, like, I'm gonna fucking like put you in the hospital. Like,
Jesus
you're gonna be
Christ.
like severely fucked up. You like completely fucked up. You robbed the wrong guy. And this guy was like, man, honestly, I don't want no problems with you. That was entirely Nick. That was 100% Nick's plan. Like,
What?
yeah. So like, that guy like Antron calls me and he's like, this guy's saying it was like you that did it or whatever.
Jesus Christ,
And I was
dude.
like, yeah, no, of course it wasn't me. You know me. He's like, yeah, that's what I thought.
Damn,
But
you were,
yeah.
but if that guy's just
No, that guy was
dumber
just
person.
a complete fucking like coward. He like,
Yeah.
you know, set up this whole fucking plan, didn't want to actually be involved with it.
Right.
But he was like a black guy. You said he was like a Crip or whatever. So the fucking white guy I knew, who was actually kind of like a criminal.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like fucking was enamored by this like black guy
Right.
that was like, you could be in our
Hilarious.
gang.
That's so
Meanwhile,
funny.
he was like a fucking, you know, he was a joke.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Whew, race relations in our country, how
Uh-huh.
pretty.
No, I felt bad for
Complicated.
that kid, the one that wanted to be in the gang. When he like, I remember there was one time where he had a falling out with that dude, and he had this like, you know, moment where you could see the disillusion in his face when he's like, man, I'm more real than him. Fuck him.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
yeah.
This whole like walking.
Can't
around
even
the
believe
mall
in the
gang
Crips
felt-
anymore.
I had a teacher in high school that was a former LAPD vice cop and a pathological liar. He made up stories. Like, we would fact check a bunch of them, but one of them actually we thought was a lie ended up to be almost true.
What was it?
He was saying that during his time in the LAPD, he worked security detail for like movies, and he's like, yeah, I was a big fan of Cosby. We smoked cigars together on set, and I was like, whoa, you worked on movies? He's like, yeah, I was in a couple movies. And we're like, what was the name of the movies that you were in? And he's like, Disco something or other. And we're like, what?
I don't remember the name.
He's and I was like, do you have the movie? He's like, oh, my fucking ex-wife, she has the movie, but yeah, I used to have it on tape, but and then it was the first time I'd ever used IMDb. I looked it up, and there was a blaxploitation movie directed by this guy Fast Black, and it was called Disco 9000, and he was a vice cop number 2, Richard Warren. He was
that's weird.
He was
It's
in
like
this movie.
this pathological liars. They'll have one or two stories that are real, but then they sound like bullshit, like the other ones.
Well,
Right.
he used to tell us stories that were like, he was like, and then she died in my arms after dropping charges from the scumbag beating and raping her. I finally came and it was too late, and I'll never forget that day, April 31st, 1968. And then we're like, my friend was like, yo, there's no April 31st. That's not that's not a day.
Yeah, sir, can you take your hat off in the
It's like
courtroom?
I like when they interview juries after those things, and like it's usually people that are like, "No, I'd never heard of this shit before."
I still work at Blockbuster somehow in 2016.
The last Blockbuster.
If I want to use the internet, I have to go to my friend's house.
I love in that OJ documentary how the jurors were just like, yeah, I just wanted to go home. I knew he was guilty, but I just wanted to go home.
Yeah.
I was on that fucking jury for like 2 years.
Well, they were kept in that hotel for so long.
It was torture, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? They just
They were
stay there?
sequestered
They were
for like
sequestered for
8
8 months.
18 months.
Yeah.
No, it was like
months.
over a year. Was it 8 months?
It was 8
Jesus
months, I think.
Christ, dude.
They
Don't
couldn't
look it
watch
up.
TV, you know?
Have you ever? They couldn't watch TV. What the
No,
fuck?
no TV.
Movies?
That was the 90s. That's when TV was
It
king.
was good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can know Frasier.
They
What the
missed-
fuck are Niles and Daphne up to?
Dude,
Will they?
didn't know.
Won't they?
The last
weak
time I
bitch.
did edible, I ate an edible and then got to the airport 3 hours early. And then I was at Newark and there was
That's
just...
not a bad place to be, though. The airport?
Well,
That's
Newark
pretty good.
just redesigned the terminal I was in.
Snacks.
So it was all like iPads on every seat
Right,
and like
right, right.
sushi restaurants and wine bars and shit. And I was
Yeah.
like so high, and I was like, I would pay $50 right now for a Subway sandwich.
Yeah.
You know? I just want junk food. I'm traveling.
Yeah.
I don't want a fucking wine bar experience at Newark Liberty
that's
Airport.
so weird.
It's so
Who does
stupid.
that?
Man, I love hanging out at the airport. Go to Hudson News, maybe get some fucking jelly beans.
Oh yeah.
read The Home and Garden.
I owe thousands of dollars to the Hudson News company.
What?
Shoplifting.
I used to steal a lot. Like whenever I was going
I
to like
shoplifted
summer
at
camp.
LaGuardia. LaGuardia is the best airport to steal from.
Really?
They have this fucking dumb like buffet system for like all the merchandise in this one term. And like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So you can just take shit, and then like I was looking for the line, and then I couldn't find it, and then I saw it, but I'm like, well, I guess if I already couldn't find it, then I can just steal this shit. That's how I rationalized it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like entirely possible that I couldn't have found the line, you know?
Right.
So
So you have that plausible deniability.
yeah. So I had that
Nice. In case the
that
cops
yogurt
found
with
you.
granola for free.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
That's sort of like the Whole Foods hot bar, right? Like you can just take the food and then sit down at the table and eat the food.
You know what I always loved about Silence of the Lambs? Like, so they show you like Hannibal Lecter's cell, and he's supposed to be like the most evil genius in the
Yeah,
world.
very
And so
scary.
he's like in there, and he's got all these books, and he's listening to classical music and stuff. And he's supposed to be scary because he's such like an intellectual, and he eats
Right.
people, and she has to
Yeah.
consult with him. And then she's leaving, and she's like, "Goodbye, Dr. Lecter." And then the guy who's literally the next cell over just throws cum in her face.
Yeah.
And it's just some cum throwing guy. And it's like a regular cell. And it's like, what wing of the prison is that? Who do you keep there?
It wasn't poo. It was cum.
No, it was cum.
It was
And it
cum.
was
I
like,
forget. I
it's
haven't
probably
seen that
the
movie in
most
a while.
realistic cum in a major motion picture I've ever seen.
It was probably real cum.
Yeah.
How many cum scenes are there? Like, what do you remember?
Not
There's
many.
There's
Something
something about Mary.
Yeah.
The
Classic.
MPAA gets pretty mad about that shit.
About cum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just watching
Something about Mary shit looks ridiculous. It's
This
I don't
was a
remember. I
big.
think it looks
This is a
pretty good.
big.
It looks like fucking like hot glue.
You know, I was thinking the other day, improvised explosive device.
Mm-hmm.
Improv.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know who made
it's
it?
bad again.
Rapists.
Aaron
Rapists. Yeah. This is all coming back to the
Or is it an improvised
UCB. What's in
erection
Chelsea?
device?
The UCB's in Chelsea.
Oh,
Where
you
was the
think-
bomb?
Oh, the bomb, yeah.
It was in Chelsea.
What was that? What the fuck happened with that bomb?
Well, it was a very Muslimic style attack. 100% connected to an Islamophobe individual or a group of individuals who were acting in the name of the Holy Quran. Their pedophile god Allah and pedophile Muhammad. They proscribed in any kind of peace, so it's actually
Interesting.
it's a Muslimic duty. It's actually called one of the pillars of Islam. You got to blow people up during San Gennaro, especially if it's a queer neighborhood. That's my favorite shit on Twitter. People are like, Chelsea, a queer neighborhood blown up by Muslims. And it's just like some guy in the middle of Texas.
We got
So for him, it's kind of like a push.
Yeah.
He's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Well, Trump said that at the RNC. He was giving a speech, and he goes, he was talking about how Muslims are mean to the LGBTQ community, and then he goes, not good. Like, he was like trying to
This
say
is really bad, folks. I'm telling you. Look, the L. First of all, L's. That's the best part of the whole thing. GBT, maybe take it or leave it. But look, these Muslims, they're coming here. They don't like them, and I love them. I love them, frankly, but they hate them.
not good.
Yeah, I was there. I went up to Chelsea. It's actually not even really Chelsea. It's like 23rd Street, right by Madison Square Park. So
okay.
it's just like a hub,
Yeah.
you know.
What the fuck? Did they say that it was?
Yeah, it was a bomb.
Yeah.
It was a bomb went off, and then De Blasio was
in a
like,
dumpster?
De Blasio was like, "Oh, it's not terrorism. It's certainly not terrorism." But like he meant to say it's not Muslims, and then he just accidentally said terrorism and Muslims are synonymous,
Right.
or whatever.
Who was it? Was it you guys?
It was Muslim. I mean, let's be honest. We're not we're not the news. We're regular people. We
Yeah.
can just say it's Muslims, and if, in this slim chance that it's
What
not,
if it's like Chechens?
yeah,
What if it's
they're
like,
still
Those are
Muslims.
Muslims.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, dude, they're the
Yeah.
worst people in the entire world. They're
White
Russian and
Muslims.
Muslim.
That's a terrible combo.
Well-
Yeah. So yeah, imagine Muslims already scary.
Sure.
But then they also know, Russian karate,
right.
which involves bears or something.
Yeah, they're like Muslims that are into MMA.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding and shit.
Yeah.
They really are. All the fucking like every type of like white ethnic like self the stereotypes that like they love to identify with, like, well, I'm Italian, so I love the fight and I love the drink. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you're a fucking accountant, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
I hate that every ethnicity says food is their thing.
Yeah, well, the Chechens really are like, they're just pieces of shit.
They're
Their whole
like
existence is just trying to fucking kill Russia, right? Or whatever.
Right. Well, they've been holocausted.
Oh, damn.
Well, yeah, they
Russia
have-
kills them.
Russia
they have an
fucked them up.
installed Russian leader who isn't
Yeah.
necessarily like that easy to tame.
Right.
He's like kind of a nut job. He's got a great Instagram account too.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like,
Kadyrov, what's his name?
yeah,
Really?
Kadyrov.
Kadyrov.
There's
yeah.
like
he loves like tap out MMA style like
Hell
t-shirts.
yes.
Like, like
I
Ed
love that all
Hardy
those
has
guys
with-
know each other. So like, Kadyrov will show up on like Klokov's Instagram, and then that other guy Denis Siplenkov, who's the arm wrestler. Do you know him?
No.
He's the fucking best of all of them, because he's like a bodybuilder, but he like became famous for arm wrestling. So he's got these like ridiculous hand. There's a picture of his hand next to his like wife's hand, and his thumb is like the width of a soda can. This is like fucking Elephantias's hand, and he looks like an ogre.
Yeah, I don't fucking. I know nothing about that.
Yeah, but I mean, back
It's
to
Muslims,
the point.
right,
Yeah,
right, right.
that's who did it. It's probably connected to the thing in New Jersey.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Or maybe
They
it's
kind of
like
blew it though. Huh? It wasn't good.
like Orlando, like someone that's not connected, but
Yeah, but they're still Muslim.
they're still Muslim.
But not really, because his dad's, voting for Hillary Clinton.
His dad is
Showing up at Hillary
his
Clinton.
dad is basically Hillary Clinton's like chief like advisor to the Muslim community.
Yeah.
She hired him. She
I don't know.
brought him
There's
in.
really no information. That's like the scariest part of all of that. It's like a bomb goes off in the middle of Manhattan, and people are like, "What do we know so far?" And the FBI is like, "Fuck, dude, nothing."
yeah. This feels like
Yeah.
especially no information. Is
Yeah.
coming
Right.
out.
Didn't like the HBO hit series The Night Of teach us that there's CCTV like all over Manhattan?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that the
But that guy Box from the show isn't real.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
Bummer.
Detective Pussy.
yeah. It's all like
Detective Gash.
Detective Cunt.
it's all like 32-year-old FBI agents that think they're Jack Bauer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Enhance.
They arrested a couple of people underneath the Verrazano Bridge, I think, last night.
Oh really?
Yeah,
What were they doing down there?
I don't know, being
Sucking
Yemeni
each other
probably.
Huh?
Oh god.
Yeah, talking about soccer with other guys at the bodega, and they're like, "Let's crack some skulls."
Oh
let
god.
this go back.
Yeah, I don't know. The best was like, I mean,
the worst case scenario, it's bad that they don't have any information, but the worst case scenario is like what happened with Boston, where Reddit was like, we're on the case, and then they fucking blamed it on that kid that was dead. Like they were harassing his family.
They had a lot of different people. They had that guy.
Sunil Tripathi or whatever his name was. That poor kid.
Fucking Reddit, dude.
Yeah, they're like, this is the guy that did it, and then it turns out he killed himself. His fucking family
Didn't that happen?
heard from him in 3 days.
Didn't that happen in Dallas? But it wasn't Reddit. They like just posted a picture of the wrong guy.
Oh yeah, that guy with the assault rifle, and then the Dallas Police Department kept his fucking picture up for like 48 hours after they determined he wasn't a suspect.
Yeah. He was getting harassed.
Because he had a gun, right?
Oh yeah, he's getting death threats. He had an assault rifle. He had a fully automatic 50 cal AK AR-15.
60.
AR M16.
Mm-hmm.
It's a full. It's
Double clip full.
It's a
full
flamethrower,
extender.
and all the bullets are hollow tip, which means they have the HIV virus programmed into them, and not the kind that gay people like. Okay,
this is hardcore.
This is the HIV from who's that little boy in the 90s that had it?
Oh fuck! The one that Elton John wrote a song about.
Well, they don't have free speech in France. The United States is the United States is really the only place where you have like a guaranteed, it's written into the law that we have a protection for freedom of speech. Other places they just have like an idea of freedom of speech. Right. They can still pass laws that
You can not do that.
Well,
shit.
in France they won't let you wear a fucking hijab on the beach. It's fucked up.
Yeah, that's hilarious. They're just like straight up Islamophobic.
You need to be like a sexier if you come to the beach.
Yeah.
We're like a sexy girls out there.
It's illegal to not have pussy hair in France. You gotta have a big bush.
I don't know. I think France should get a little bit of break with like people are like, wow, can you believe this? That they questioned that woman in a hijab. They didn't like tell her she couldn't wear it. They just fucking checked her out.
I thought it's illegal to have hijab.
You're talking about that picture that was trending on Twitter, right?
Well, yeah, there was that, but like, no, it's not even on the beach. I think like you can't go to public schools wearing them. Right?
They did pass a law at one point. I don't know if it's still law.
Is that still a law?
Oh, yeah, I remember that back around.
I don't
like,
fucking know anything about it.
I don't know.
That was like when 9/11 happened.
Fuck France, though. France is gay. I'm glad that we're pretty anti-France on the pod. Although Paris seems nice.
Dude, you know what? I'm pro-France. I just decided. Because you guys are anti?
Brandon's never made anything up in his life. He didn't know who Danny Trejo was. He thought he was the dishwasher at whatever venue was mistakenly let Brandon do his shitty Snapchat comedy. And he's like, oh, I'm going to get this dishwasher say dicks out for Harambe.
Dude.
You know, man,
Brandon's a DJ, man. Don't
Danny Trejo.
Yeah. Don't talk about DJ. Talk about DJ and
like
Twitter
that.
personality Brandon Wardell like that.
Twitter DJ Brandon Wardell.
He has no idea who Danny Trejo is. You know, Danny Trejo used to fucking rob convenience stores with hand grenades.
Really?
Yeah,
I
he
heard
would pull
that
the fucking
too.
pin out and be like,
Holy
give me the money. When he was like 12, and he had that voice.
And he had the chest tattoo, the same thing. Yeah.
The chest tattoo of the Tapatio man.
Yeah.
That's Danny Trejo's chest tattoo.
Oh, God. Let me tell you something. I don't like liars, and if he doesn't throw her in jail, we should impeach her.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
We
I
should
think that's
impeach
why he's
Donald
going to get
Trump.
impeached for not
For not
for
throwing
not
her in jail.
having Hillary Clinton placed on the National Mall.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually my idea of his plan to win back, you know, America's economic power from China. Is he's going to sell tickets to Chinese, you know, wealthy Chinese. I don't even know how you get wealthy in China. Karate?
Chinese.
Yeah.
Karate. Yeah. You have to start a dojo.
All the karate billionaires in China are going to buy tickets to watch Hillary Clinton get murdered on the National Mall.
He enters her into a kumite, and then they get the chance to fight her.
Okay, USA.
No, I think it's going to be a brave Tiananmen-style standoff where Hillary stands alone in front of a
He's
tank.
just on a tank waving to people while he's slowly about to run her over.
And he's going to slowly crush her with a tank.
I would like to see her get shot.
Jesus
By
fucking
a
Christ.
firing squad, you know, in a classy way. She still gets wearing a pantsuit. That would be a good end.
Yeah, it's fucking
So-
how
And then Obama agrees with Trump for doing it. and then he brings jobs back to the country. And well, that's what we were saying. What if he's just great? What if he was right?